Great. Okay, we will play a bit. The first you need to do, I will just show you, don't do now, I will just show you what I'm doing and then we will repeat together. It will take 2-3 minutes, no more. You will take your fingers, index finger, like making this triangle, and I'm not putting directly on my eye, but in this, how to say, part of the eye, which is close, like when you want to move the tears from the eyes. What I'm doing, I will close eye, put. If I do this, it will be very nice because I will scratch my eyes from the tears, but I will not do that. I will just put pressure of a finger toward eyeballs, like you want to squeeze them at the back of your head, on the skull, like you want to stamp it. For the both eyes, it is very important to go to the level of unpleasantness and even pain, but not to do that because you will do some damage. But just when you feel a bit uncomfortable pain that arose, you need to put a pressure of the fingers on your eyeballs. I want you to put this pressure and hold for 1 minute. I will count and I will tell you when to release. As soon as you pushed the eye, you will start to see colors in the blackness of the eye, which will be usually blue, purple, which will be blue, purple, maybe a bit yellowish, green, very nice phosphorescent green color, and you need to focus on it and to keep looking and keep pressuring. Don't release the pressure even a bit. The light, which is calling entropic light in your eyes, will start to go toward the retina and it will create illusion of trapped light particles, which is inside of the eyes now cannot go anywhere, and it will start to hitting your brain, sending informations about electricity in the eyes. We will literally make the beginning of a dream. Now you are not in a trance, you don't have melatonin because your serotonin, adrenaline, and other neurotransmitters are working to keep you awake, so the dream pattern cannot reach boundaries of beta phase and the picture will not be able to be in a mind until you open the eyes. So 1 minute we will do, and when I say, I will count to 10. When I reach number 10, you will suddenly open eyes and release the hands, and with the wide opening eyes, observe very carefully surrounding before you. You will be amazed to see the same colors and patterns now resting before you. It will last 2 seconds, 3 seconds, no more. Sometimes maybe more if you are doing a very hard pressure, which biologically will be the same, exactly the same as scrying visions, but of course your awakeness will throw this away. You will see the mechanism which you will have when you are doing the scrying in a reversed mechanism. So take these 2 fingers and close your eyes and put a pressure in your eyes, and I will count 1 minute. Keep the pressure as you want to squeeze the eyeballs, and you will see the colors in the eye fields, very light yellow, green, purple. There will be no red and no orange. You will see particles dancing all around like lights trapped in your eyes. Keep the eyes on pressure, don't release, don't help. Increase now more, press the eyelids and eyeballs. Light is now started to intensify. Yeah. Increase now, even like you want to squeeze them by the level of pain. You see the lights. And now I will count to 10. When I count to 10, you will suddenly release the eyes and open the eyes and turn your hands out of the sight, and you will try to look to your monitor. I will start to count. 1. Keep the pressure. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Open the eyes suddenly. What you are seeing now is the particles of the light, the same as scrying. You like it? Great. This is the beginning of peripheral visions, the same kind of light contours. Now the lights are hitting your brain, and now you are seeing your vision, but 2 seconds the picture from the head was before you in that, how to say, I don't know the English word, like mist of light, very dense and very nice. Your even consciousness now is a bit of change, because the brain follow the eyes conditions, thinking that you are going toward the path of enlightenment, but no, you are not going now anywhere. You are returned, and now your eyes are ready to be in the same pattern. This is very good exercise, not for scrying, but it is very good for the eyes, training the eyes. For those who are interested in that, I had now I have a little scar. I have some fight, and I have very bad dioptry, almost -5, and I did very simple procedures, which is called Bates exercise. It is only one ophthalmologist who work against ophthalmology. Very simple exercise, which you can find as trataka in yogic, looking close, looking distant, with opening without blinking, and doing the circling motion, and it will be very good for the eyes and eyes exercise for dioptry and everything. I'm also diabetic, and diabetes, it's a very hard illness, especially because of the eyes. I have diabetes for 30 years, but without any problems, without any problem with my eyes, because I use a lot of seeing with scrying way and doing eye exercise. Try to Google it, Bates exercise. Very simple, 5-10 minutes a day, and your eyes will be very different. Believe me, you just need to be persistent. Now, what you are doing. First, you need to have dark room. When I say dark, I don't mean complete darkness. You need to see something. It is like when you dim the lights, taking care there is no single particle of strong light, street light, candle that can hit your sight. You need, if you have something to that light, the source of light to be behind your back. When you're seeing pictures of magical crystal balls and the lights on the edge, it is totally not work. The light needs to be out of your eyesight. So put it maybe in the corner as a lamps or candles. For me is the best, because the nature of the color of that light is a bit orange, not glowing light, white light. White light, it's the worst for this scenario. So put a candle or two in the corners, somewhere in a room which you will have a light but not direct. Then sit in your position with your spin and with your neck and head in one line. Take your instrument for scrying, black ball, black I don't know what, just try to be matte, not glossy. I don't know in English, not to be light, but to be without reflection, matte. And put it in some place, but not to looking too much down, somewhere on the edge of the on the level of your sight, or it can be a bit there, but not too much, because your eyes will have strain and muscle stressing, so not so good. Try to take some tripod or anything, or put, if you have some blanket under your seat, so when you sit on the table, the crystal ball can be in a level of your eyes. This is all preparation. When you choose to begin, don't move, lock your position and lock your eyes. When you start to do the first time, second time, third time, you will see your mind will start to fight, giving you impression that you need to move, urge to just this time to blink and that's it. No. When you say the last time you blink and move, lock your position, don't listen to the mind. Fight it. 10 minutes of looking directly at this blow ball or crystal mirror, black mirror. Try to put attention on this peripheral vision, and as you do it, one wonderful happening will start to arouse you. This blackness, because it will be black, the circle of the edge will start to expand and to come like blackness who will eat vision, starting from the edge to go toward the center, toward the crystal ball, who is also the black. And you will see a very, very interesting situation as soon As blackness will start to come to the center, it will disappear. Because your attention, especially the first few times, you'll be so amazed that each time of mental movement, it will be like a small animal frightening from you. You need to be very calm. Come, kitty, come. Very, very cautious, not to make aggressively move, because each aggressively move, even by the mind, will tear and stop the darkness eating. It will be wonderful. You will see. There is no way you will not be able to do that, because it is totally biologically. Sooner or later that will happen. You don't need to focus and concentrate on the object of your scrying. This is only just serve for you to eyes not to move. The whole point that you need is to observe totally different part of the vision, and this is the peripheral vision. This will be the edge. There it will be darkness, and that darkness, you will see, will start to hit and to eat more and more, and you will see 10-15 minutes, you will increase your work each time. You will be able to see exactly like when we put a pressure on your eyelids, when you're opening the kind of electricity, the light, you will see the same, exactly the same patterns of a light before you, without be able to see anything else. You will be literally having closed eyes while open. The effect of closed eyes, but with the opening eyes. When you realize that, and it will be 15 minutes, not more, for most beginners, the most important and difficult part is not to blink. This is why we need preliminary exercise that I talk to you. Of course, you can start to scry even today after this workshop, no problem at all. But you will see that after a few minutes, the stretching in your eyes and urge to blink will be unbearable. Of course, you can get even this blackness, but you will not be able to move toward the scrying experience, because the eyes will be too much painful. Or you are very unique and very talented, or the eyes are in perfect condition. Most people with I'm doing, because we are using mobile phones, monitors, most of us simply have ruined a bit of the eye muscle, especially with the dioptry. Most of people needs to do this stressing so they can read subtitles. This is all showing that, unfortunately, using our eyes in today's world is a bit destroying the muscle, like we are destroying our body, not moving too much, using automobiles, scooters, bicycles, but not walking, and this will reflect on our physicality. Of course, it is not bad, but this is just something which is, that's it. So I strongly advise you, because for the scrying, you can have a scrying picture very fast in 15 minutes, but then what? You need to have to deepen and to have scrying, not picture, but scrying movies, and the eyes will be a limit if you are not doing this kind of exercise, which is simply stare without blinking. You will not be able to do that. After 15 minutes of eating the blackness, this is why it is important not to have whole blackness, because you will not be able to realize if that is the blackness of your eyelids or the blackness of the room. You need to see contours of the room, so the contours which are the light in your eyes need to be, how to say, eaten by peripheral darkness, which will be the same colors and energy vibrations like when you pressing and staring behind your closed eyelids and with the stressing of the eyes. The same, completely the same thing, but without stressing. After a few days, depending on situation, when you see that darkness, you will be amazed that after I don't know how much, depending on situation, but you will, from all these particles, which are all moving like white noise on a old television. I don't know for the younglings between you, you don't know, but for someone who is not so young as me, remember when we have televisions with empty channels, shh, with white noise, exactly this will be, but much darker, and the energy of electricity will be there. Signal will be there, but we will not be tuned to receive the signal. This is why we need time and not blinking, not moving, so we don't disturb the experience. If you have monitor and if you don't move mouse, your monitor is after 10 to 15 minutes turn off itself and giving you a screensaver, or I don't know if you have picture on your monitor. This is exactly the same mechanism. It is served not for your monitor to be destroyed, because too much light without movement will be eternally reflected on a screen. This is not so much a comparison, but you can understand it as a screensaver, that you need movement to destroy the stability of darkness. So movement not only by body, not only by eyes, but also movement by the mind. You need to be very calm, not expecting what you need to see. When you wanting so much to have scrying, you will not be able to reach anything from the point of the blackness. And even the blackness will be very hard to achieve, because too much awakeness will increase the itching and uncomfortable sensation. Sometimes it is best before scrying to do some 5 minutes pranayamic breathing, slow breathing, some yoga nidra exercise, so you can calm your mind and prepare eyes to see wonders. If you have surface of a river who is full of waves, you will not be able to perceive your reflection. You need to have clean water, so reflection of your selfhood will be easily to spot. You will see that in all rituals, meditations, you need to be a bit different in consciousness. Not to say that you need a different trance, but a different from the wakefulness. And usually you will see in rituals, introductory parts, like in ritual of pentagram, you have Kabbalistic cross. You have very small parts of rituals which is there to prepare you not to be too much in this world, but then again not too much there, so you can lose yourself. This is something between. This exercise, 5 minutes of breathing, will serve you, so you can, not so much that you can obtain vision, but that vision can start to move. How to get anything outside of blackness? Because blackness, you will have it. There is no catch, there is no trick. Everything that I speak to you, it's part of biology of the eye. There is no magic in that. It's very, very difficult to write any rational trick. I have one which I will show you now. Usually for me it is best to, from that point when something is happening, to see finally contours. In the beginning it will be like when you go to the sun and you are sleepy, you will be almost hitting and not be able to see anything for so much light. But as time goes more and more, your eyes will be adapting to a different kind of light, which is in fact the light inside the retina. So what you are doing, you will start to sleeping with your eyes. How? Because your mind will now don't know that if you are closed eyes or you are doing opening eyes. How's that? Because you are not moving them. Your mind will lose ability to know what is happening. It is like for dream. You have some secure, very smart, biologically secure steps for the mind until he will release what we are calling dream. Even a REM phase will hit you after 90 minutes because your mind needs to prepare you to forget everything in the blackness of non-REM, so you can have finally what we are calling a dream, or in medical term as a paradoxical state. I will not speak about this subject because it is a part of lucid dreaming, but it is very interesting. I explore it all my life, and it is one of the most amazing teachings and stories about our selfhood. For those who want, I have on YouTube a lucid dreaming workshop with these 10 parts, 10 hours. I shit a lot, but you will eventually have a reason why it is all there as a way that I'm talking. For the sake of scrying, we will move more toward that point. I lost, I don't want to say few years until I realized the trick how I need to move pictures into a movement. Because it is paradoxical. When you have contours from all that white noise, I will not call white because it is not white, it is dark. It is dark vibrations of purple, green, yellow colors vibrating. And when you see something like in clouds, from all nonsense abstract lines and surfaces on the sky, sometimes you can see the shape of the face, or tree, or a dick, whatever you want to have in your life. And sometimes it is just a trick of the mind. Sometimes you can play one much better game. Go to the beach where there is lots of sand dust, and now do the reverse thing. I want to see the shape and pictures of an iPhone on a sand, and your mind will start to produce patterns in a billions of dots, and you can see what you want to see artificially. This is a good trick and very, very good game. Start to see some surfaces who has lots of points. The clouds are perfect, but the sand, it's the best. And I did it when I was a kid. I tricked my mind to see whatever I want from imaginary dots, which my mind connect with a reason. The same it's when you're doing scrying. But let me say that you saw that there is a tree with the branches. Of course, in the beginning, it will be a part of the scenery of the darkness. You will see, usually there is a line in the, so most of people start scrying, I see tree, I see the gardens. No, they see something which reflect as a garden, and they start to projecting selfhood on that trick illusion. This is the whole point. You don't see anything which is not inside of yourself, already prepared for projecting. You already have that signal. You already have that scrying experience deep inside you, just waiting perfect moment to play on the cinema of your selfhood. This is the whole conclusions, which of course maybe I'm wrong, but from my standpoint it is what it is. You are not getting anything from the heavens and the planets and elements and tattvas and angels fighting, and now you are seeing some particles of universe from some keyhole. No, no, no. You are using projection as a cinema projector, something which you already prepared for yourself. This is, for me, this is amazing, because you are seeing exactly what it is supposed for you to see. No matter how, and it will be horrible, it will be full of fear sometimes, especially when you are working with elemental forces, we will talk about later. No matter how negative experience you get, it is for you. Why? Because it is in you. It is the part of your sick fuck soul, mind fuck, that need to be materialized. Like the thunder. You need to have, I don't know in English, on the roof of the houses, you need to put it deep in the root of the earth, in the root of your rationality, to meet with fear, not to be in the darkness. Because you are not afraid of the darkness. You are afraid what it is in that darkness. And each and every of us have something. So, if you turn on the light, what will happen? The same vampire will be there, but you will not be fear. Why? Because you are not fear about the vampire. You are feeling that there might be a vampire, but you will not be able to see it. This is the essence of that fear. Once you project the vampire from your expectation to talk with him, you will be amazed how wonderful and very decent vampires beings are. And you will see and feel more connected to them than maybe toward some people. Why is that? Because he is a long forgotten part of yourself. But for the first time, having the time to talk with you. We will talk about this mechanism, which is the same, exactly the same as shadow experience in a lucid dream. Tape Hetman experience in a sleep paralysis. You will see that people are destroyed in their life in sleep paralysis, where they have the same experience of what we are calling lucid dreaming with a much experience, the Hetman. It is not objective. It is the same, and the same kind of experience, the horror, especially when you cannot move yourself, and the shape of that we are calling the Hetman, of creature who is very, very long, very narrow, and the fear in you which is connected to the fear that you have as a child. The same kind of horror, not fear, but horror kind of emotions. It is so perfect when you have chance to talk with that kind of fear. We will talk about that later. So, how that shape that you are observing, sometimes it will be tree, sometimes it will be a man, everything which is, because the nature of vision and both of our eyes have this projection of one one pattern of a pillar which will be in between of your senses, because two eyelids giving one will always have in the center a pattern which is a different, it is a pure logical, and we will think that it is a tree, or it is a man, or it is a spear or sword. You will see the beginning of all scrying experience are very similar, which shows that there is something which connects them. Usually it is very simple, like in all criminalistic movies. No matter how much it is difficult to find the killer, the logical solution, it's the one who is always the simplest. So don't try to see anything as not possible, paranormal, occult, in all this wonderful happening, which is always a part of spirituality and biology and the chemistry of our being. Don't reject all these facts with the fear that you will ruin your spirituality. Never do that. Try to be smart and to be open to the truth, to be much more simpler, even in a way of speaking toward children. And you will see that when you realize some of your experience, trance, evocations, invocations, astral projections, reincarnations as a regression, whatever, most of them will be, but I knew that when I was a kid. Or that you have sense that when we invoked ghost, if you are doing with the, when we was kid, when we invoke ghosts in birthdays, they have perfectly good method of invoking. Now I don't want to take your time, but we as kids had all what we need, but we destroy our weapons and bury them in the ground, and now we forget it when we buried them, and now saying, but we don't have anything to do with magic, we are blind, we are not blind, we just need to remember the process and the soul, the freedom that we have as a kid. Now I'm trying to be a bit more, too much simplicity, but I want to push you not to expect that scrying is something divine. How to move contours and pictures. So by moving it, because moving this will increase your mental action, because you need to have will for that. But if you have will for that, it need not to awake you too much. There is two perfect tricks that I'm using. Lots of my students and pupils, when I say pupils, not in Jedi way of Padawan and superior, but people who follow my instructions, and when we talk, from time to time I give them something to try, because I need to adapting to the beginners. For me it is easy, but sometimes when you know how to do that, you are stopping yourself to realize how you need to talk that to the complete beginners. And sometimes it is very hard to explain something which is simple to you. There is, as I say, there is a wonderful, I don't know that if you are seeing the balls. I didn't do that. I don't know who do that. Please show me, because I don't know how to do that perfectly. Yes, this is my scrying visions now. First way, who did that? Please, who did that? These circles, I don't know. It's wonderful. I think Nina is you. I don't know who did. It's perfect. Thank you. The first way, if you are using not moving, yeah. There, yeah, perfect. I didn't know how to do that. I don't know how to. I need to realize how to, because I need to show to my children. It is me? I don't know. So I don't need to do that again. So I hope my monitor will not explode. There is a catch. if you are seeing something outside of a street, which is far, and it is behind bushes and trees, so you cannot see it with clear vision, what you are doing? You are doing this. You are making your body in a different angle so you can observe it better. Whenever you want to look something more clearly, you will either strain your eyes, open them, or change direction. So, if you are doing changing direction toward something which is starting to appear from the darkness, and you will be amazed when first 20 times it will be crushed because you will be awake because of too much anticipation. But eventually, when you will be cool, the vision will stay, but you will not be able to see anything beside that. If you move too much, the vision will be crushed. Like screensaver, when you move mouse, everything will disappear and you will see the desktop. But if you are using your head, not the muscle of your neck, but the head, to even a millimeter, with intention to see better, it will create in a mind expectation. Mind will now wanting to see, and your ego will now fall from it because it is a part of your automatic reaction. And you need to be very careful to move a bit so you can see imagining that you are watching someone when children are spying behind the walls. They're using only one eye, so this is the exactly strategy. You need to play and just a bit turn your head, but very slow, so the mind will not perceive it as a movement. Because if that happens, everything is crashed and you need to do everything from start. Posture, eating, and it will literally need 1 or 2 minutes again to see the same pattern. So it is a trick. I don't know how to speak with you, but it will be perfectly clear once when you have that in your experience. So you need just a bit to move your head and something wonderful will happen. Because of the movement and of the trance that you will be, you will have impression not that you moved, because your body will almost felt without sensation, without real coordination, because you will be a stone shape for a couple of minutes and you will lose sense of your position. But with the movement of the body, the picture will start to change, because your mind will think that you are moved and now it needs to change a scenery, the angle. And it will instantly release the mechanism of picture to become fluent. It is something which your mind, as soon as it happens, it cannot be reversed. It is fighting against the mind with the mind abilities. So there is a couple of ways you can do that. You can do movement like this, or movement like Michael Myers, hitting and killing their people. He's looking like puppy. Incline head. I don't know what is the best way for you. You need to experience. Sometimes you need to look as a bit from the side to keep the head a bit up. There is a billions of very little movements which your mind will not register as movement, but you need simply to see from your own personal experience something will not work at all, while other will work perfectly. Depend on how your mind will be accustomed to the idea of changing angles. Somebody is doing this, somebody want to do this, somebody is. You need to minimize this process so it will trigger. It will tripping the mind to release the vision. The mind in that period of time will be already changed. You need to push him. As eagles learned little eagles to fly. How they learn little eagles to fly? They took little eagles to the cliff and just push little eagles, and little eagles don't have any chance to do anything, and they simply start to fly. This is exactly what we are doing. Little push toward infinity. Probably when you start, and the vision will start suddenly to give you much different colors. It will be like in television when you, or for radio, when you are using, I don't know now, there is no way to do it because everything is electrical, but for those who are old enough, when we are turning radio stations and when we find that we are close, we are starting to improve, and once we touch the right frequency, everything will be clear. Exactly the same thing with scrying experience. How much time you will need, it is exclusively how much time you need to be calm and not to expect. Not to expect. I don't know. There are people who are literally trying for maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then when we talk, I find out that they still have a straining in the eyes, which means that they too fast got from blinking part, which is in the beginning. Sometimes they are too much awake. Don't do this in the evening. Never. Astral projections, lucid dreamings, whatever you want to do, don't do in the evening. No matter how much it will be good atmosphere. No. Deadliest sin. Do it early in the morning. The best time for rituals, best time for scrying, best time to fuck, because naturally we have erection, which is in fact very connected with the mechanism of lucid dreaming. This is a very interesting story, so everything you can find on a YouTube channel, or you can find, I think I have very good and very big post about lucid dreaming and scrying on my blog. Everything that I'm speaking, in fact, you are having much more easily, not to listen to me for hours. So I don't know, one of the most wonderful experience in life that I have, lucid dreaming I have from the moment I remember myself. Scrying I learned from my tips and my tricks. I don't know what I did, but simply I did from the instructions and everything, and then I start to experiment, and then I realized that it is much easier. It is much connected with this kind of exercise. And there is a second way. Now it is a bit more philosophical. When contours appear very static, without movement, there is a wonderful action that you can do which can move them. Imagine that I give you some, this is my my wife hates when I leave socks because I like to be with naked legs. But now let me show you what I'm keeping in my desk. So my wife is constantly mad at me, and I will make her very awake, and one day she will be even enlightened because of that. So with my socks, they are only 1 day old. I keep them few days because sometimes my legs are not sweating at all. My wife say they are sweating, but no, I'm clean. I'm very, very, very nice skin, very, very smelly. My wife complained, but I give you this. Maybe it is a 5 minutes old. What you will do, how you will do to find out? You will put a bit nose and take inhale. Now you're expecting to have very, very small sense of smell, but so small percentage that you need to tell me what it is, even if you don't know what you are smelling, if you are doing with your eyes closed. So I want you to smell the shape. Try, but not moving the head, try to take air through the nose and to see what smell it is. It is a trick. It will move the mind from something which is before to something totally abstract. Totally different sense, which is very strong. The sense of smell is one of the much older senses in our body than the sight. The sight is the last that we get. The first is a hearing when we were still in a womb, especially surrounded by water. The sound was the first thing, and touch, tactile sensation. The eyes and the meaning from a logical visual symbol comes the last, when we are born and only 9 months old. But still there are senses, also the sense of the smell, which is obtained after all that. So not old, but young. It is the youngest. So use it so you can divert your mind from the fact that there is a contour which cannot move. While doing this, the part of a brain who will hold pictures very, very static will lose, because you are moving in a totally different direction. It is like in a fight, when you have some guys who want to beat you, and you start to say, "Oh, sorry, can you just tell me what it is?" And he moving your hand, and you are using your elbow to open his head. It is very good trick. Just seconds of attention serve so you can destroy your opponent. The same strategy is like this. Your mind, it's losing its ground, because no matter how much he is strong, he depends on your attention. Without attention, the control mechanism of the mind is weak. So give him something to bite. Try to smell this contour. Maybe if this is a tree, maybe I sense some lily. And when I return attention without moving, you will see that contour is changed. How's that? Because there is a billions of particles of the same kind of of plasticine, of the blackness which is before you. Now there is no way that your mind can think the same pattern, because there is a billions of other particles, and your mind will be imprisoned. It will be forced to give you a sense of movement. Once the tree starts to move, it will start to move in a wind. Or you will see that there is somebody who is approaching. Or usually something in a scenery, in a peripheral sight, will start to tremble. Usually, when this happens, you will see, and you don't need to move your eyes toward. This is very tricky. Your mind wants to do that. If you do that, you will crush everything. You need to just pay attention what is happening, and your will for it will increase the movement, and everything will start to react, and you will have almost television screen quality before you. The time from the moment that you turn off the light and that you start to scry, in most cases it's, I don't know, 20 minutes to 30 minutes for very, very beginnings, until 5 to 15 in worst condition. Usually when I did that, when I do it early in the morning, when I have a good sleep, maybe 3 to 5 minutes, not more. Sometimes I need more time to move the vision into a scenery, but that depends on billions of things and about my mood and everything. You will see that sometimes there will be just picture and that's it. It is somehow that somebody will show you the door, and you will put an eye through the keyholes seeing the vine garden, but you will not have a key. Your nature sometimes will give you just a hint, and you need to do something so that door needs to be open. You need to continue to do this. It is adapting. It is a process of using your eyes for the first time in a right way. So you cannot see the things they are, but you can see how you are, because it is your light, it is your construction, it is your projection, it is your need. You did that. Like, shrinks, when children in Serbia go to school, they give the ink and open and say, "What do you see?" This is scrying. This is exactly the mechanism of scrying without using the peripheral vision and trick with the blackness. I don't know what is the name of psychology, the shape something that they put ink, and when they open, they say what you are seeing. And people say, I see hag, I see the woman, I see tits, I see dicks, I see money, and this is something which resembles with our nature. Of course, for us, it is important just to realize that exactly the same will happen to your scrying. Please, don't ask me if you can scry secret passages from Cheops' pyramid to see where it is hidden, the treasures, to go to the future to see what was the lottery number, because if that is possible, then I will be a millionaire. And I am not millionaire. I am using my socks for a few days, and that's it. This is how I am rich. Yes, my wife always complain when I have a spiritual talk. You are not part of spiritual talk. She always complain. Yes. And okay, this is only the shortest and the quickest way, without bullshitting, without using the vibration, the mantra, anything. There is a strong, very evil, very bad current in a spiritual occult world, which say that when you are reaching the blackness of peripheral vision, you need to vibrate the name of the guide, so the guide will appear. Never, ever do this. It will destroy the chance, the small chances which you even have. It will destroy everything. Vibration, it's for a later part, when you need to change the scenery to move to the other layer. We will talk about this, but for the beginning it is the worst advice for me. You can try. You will see that using a lungs and dealing with sound and with the hearing destroy this subtle fine line between dream and wakefulness, which you are currently working very hard with the sound. You're out of it. If you are going to sleep, I like this to do with my brother. When he go to sleep, we was little, I try to say, Nicola, Nicola, you are awake? And he yells, yes, but now you are totally awake me. But say, but if you didn't sleep, then how you are awake? But now you made me awake. So the sound for our mind, it's accustomed to be for wakefulness. You need attention to something what is happening, what is talking to you. When you are vibrating, your mind will increase wakefulness, and in the beginning, after 15 minutes, when you will be on the edge, it will serve to destroy the little success that you're having. That is for the beginning. I'm just trying to push my strategy for your very few first successful attempts. Later, when you will feel more secure in this process and decrease the time of success, you can play with vibration, but you don't need vibration to move to the nature of the guides. You already have a will and action to have this idea already implanted before you start to scry. There is an old magician who are using tarot cards, only putting beneath the crystal ball. Of course, it is a piece of paper. It will not fill with anything magic. It will feel your attention, and you will know that there is a part of the particles of a mind which keep attention, that there is guide connected with tarot card or tattva or whatever symbol you want. You are making an invisible link, very small but enough for your mind to turn the movie you want to play. If you want to play the cartoon, then you are not going to Pornhub or some pornographic site for your children. You are taping totally different addresses. By the mind, you are changing the address, not by vibration. Vibration is something which is served later. I did that, or again I did something. Fuck, this is first time. I don't know. Or somebody fuck me. Okay, but I will find out. So, this is the beginning. I suggest maybe 45 minutes of break. I see that you are tired. 45 now. In my clock it is 2:20. Let me say around 3 o'clock to be present, so we can continue to work the most important part. Once you get experience how it is need for you to gain knowledge, to gain advancement in your spiritual way. How can you use it for your benefit? Not to just stare at some movie which is happening in your brain. is there any real advancement with this system? Because any system in spirituality can lead you to byways if you just repeat them without real essence. Sometimes you can repeat a ritual of pentagram years, and what is really beside it? You need to know how you can use it for your interest, for your good. Okay, so 45 minutes, you have pause, and then you return. For those who are sleepy, I know that you're sleepy, I will record everything, and at the end of the webinar I will put a link of my Google Drive, so you will download everything from the beginning until the end if you are not able to continue. Have a good day and see you in 45 minutes. Okay? Bye bye.